I can't snap. Howdy, my fellow gamers, and welcome to this week's 60-second review, Back to Games. It's been a while since we did one for a game, and that's partly because I spent the last 2 months, grinding out 100% completion of Assassin's Creed Origins, the game that relaunched what Assassin's Creed is after being in development for 4 years and rebuilding a lot from the ground up, instead of just copy and pasting like Assassin's Creed has been known to do in the later years. And we'll be tackling it today. I can already forewarn you guys that it will probably go a little over 60 seconds for a game of this scale. Without further ado, let's throw 60 seconds on the clock, 5 categories to rate, and see if we agree with the 9 out of 10 from Steam and 93% approval from Google users. Story. Set in ancient Egypt during the time of Cleopatra, we see Bayek of Siwa, a protector, befall a tragedy that, while not entirely original, was so well scripted and written, it really hits hard and it hits fast. What follows is a journey of revenge as he seeks out the men who have done him wrong whilst aiding his wife Aya in putting Cleopatra on the throne. In a game full of racial differences, politics, and dark themes, it's riveting, immersive, start to finish, truly fantastic, and the story is just so dark. I love it. Story will receive a 9. Gameplay, the shining gem of the Origins experience, turning Assassin's Creed into an RPG with skill trees, leveling systems, so many different types of weapons and gameplay styles. The evolution of the franchise really shined in this game. Parkouring up to the top of the pyramid is fantastic. Overcharging a two-handed weapon to slice through a man's neck is powerful. Chaining stealth assassinations is just as fun as it's always been. The tomb puzzles and fortress raids breathes fresh air in a game that has a lot of additional content in terms of side quests and events, and surprisingly little loading, unless it's a cutscene or fast travel. Gameplay will receive a 9.5. Audio. The whip of sand during a sandstorm, the hallucinations under the hot sun out in the desert, the clang of sword on metal or the thud of an arrow in a skull, the roar of crocodiles and hiss of snakes, and Bayek's labored breathing during endeavors, as well as the voice acting in general being on point. I was incredibly impressed with the audio design of this game and don't really have any complaints about it at all. Audio receives an 8. Visuals, the way the sun beats off the tops of the pyramids with the shade of the trees in an oasis as the water ripples in front of you from a heron taking off. The character animations are pretty true to the quality of Assassin's Creed in terms of ragdolling assassinations or phenomenal face capture one scene and then the next scene being a little off and weird. But nothing took away from the experience too much, and it was still impressive to see the fact that they were able to make the desert beautiful. Visuals will receive an 8. Game length. The main story can be beaten in about 30-ish hours. There's a little bit of grinding involved if you're not the right level, which was never an issue for me since I literally did everything methodically, section by section. All objectives, locations, quests, tombs, literally 100% completed every single thing this game had to offer, which took me 121 hours, DLCs included. So you get your money's worth. At no time was I ready for the credits to roll. I was happy with the length of the game and the time I put into it. It's an experience that isn't going to rob you, and now that 2 more Assassin's Creed games are out, it's even cheaper. Game length receives a 10, and time. Final average score for Assassin's Creed Origins is an 8.9. So close to those ratings online. And I gotta tell you guys, for many years, Assassin's Creed 2 has been my favorite Assassin's Creed. It's been so hard to top that in terms of quality, in terms of character, in terms of story. Assassin's Creed Origins is my favorite Assassin's Creed now, and I highly recommend everybody go check it out. I played through both the DLCs as well. DLC is something that Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed has always handled incredibly well. The Black Flag DLC was great, Tyranny of King Washington, the Syndicate Jack the Ripper DLC, the Curse of the Pharaohs one in this one. So it's definitely worth it for the gold edition, which is like $30. But highly recommend this game. Cannot recommend it enough, guys. I had so much fun knocking everything out, and I'm in the process of doing Valhalla now, which means that, yeah, more Assassin's Creed content in the future. But let me know in the comments below if you've played Assassin's Creed, what you think of the franchise, what your favorite one was, and what you would personally give Origins. Check out the links down below to support the content creation dream, and as always, stay freaky.